move-in ready, and motivated sellers. And I knew all about magic words. I typed out the description, nodding in satisfaction. I spun around once in my chair before I hit the send button to turn in the final MLS listing, ready to go live. I shut my laptop and peered out the large picture window in my home office that overlooked the front yard, with tall maple trees flanking the driveway and a hedge of pink roses that lined the sidewalk. I frowned as I saw movement near the garbage cans we'd placed on the street for pickup day. I leaned forward and squinted, and it was just as I'd suspected. 2 small gray bodies were scurrying around in between the cans. Damn raccoons. If I had a suburban nemesis, it was the neighborhood raccoons. They were of the craftiest kind, always getting into the garbage cans on the side of the house no matter what we placed on top. We sometimes woke to garbage scattered on the driveway after a particularly hearty meal. One evening, I nearly had a heart attack as I opened one of the cans outside to toss a bag inside, and one peeked its head out and locked eyes with me. I screamed and ran, bag of garbage abandoned on the driveway, until my husband, Travis, agreed to venture into the fray. They usually only appeared at night, but on garbage day, it was an all-day trash extravaganza. Other neighbors had been through rounds of exterminators and deterrents to no avail, but I didn't need any of those things. I had a secret weapon. I scurried from my desk, looking very much like my neighborhood nemeses, and leaned out the door of my home office, listening to make sure that I was alone in the house. When it was confirmed, I raced back to the window, knowing I only had a few minutes before my twins arrived home from school. I closed my eyes and felt the magic deep inside of me, where I kept it under lock and key. I focused my intention on the raccoons, imagining a magical barrier around our trash cans, preventing them from wreaking havoc. I whispered a few improvised words, as I wasn't aware of any known spell to deter raccoons, and then opened my eyes. I smiled with satisfaction as the raccoons halted in front of our trash cans, looking bewildered as to why they wanted to stop, before they ran across the street and disappeared under our neighbor's car. Sorry, guys. Go feast elsewhere. I leaned over and slid open the window that framed my desk, letting a breeze blow through the large vaulted space. It was September and still warm, but there was an edge to the air, the faintest warning of fall knocking on the meteorological door. Soon, the maple trees would sigh, releasing their foliage, and an earthy scent would waft up from the ground. Our neighborhood would fill with the sound of leaves crunching under the feet of kids as they got off at the bus stop, with pumpkins and fall garlands, with expensive designer harvest-themed planters standing guard in front of stately front doors in our suburb of Forest Hills, Illinois. But it was still summer for now. My white desk vibrated as the back door slammed. 2 sets of footsteps creaked against the oak floors, a tumble of arguments and teasing coming from my twin teenagers. I sighed and stood, ready to make my way downstairs and referee whatever fight was brewing. Yet I stopped as I caught a whiff of smoke in the air. "Sarah," the smoke seemed to whisper, "think of what else you could do." It was just for a moment, and then it was gone, replaced by the light, sweet fragrance from the Annabelle hydrangea hedge in my yard. "Nope," I said, and shook my head as I made my way to the door. Yes, 20 years later, I still had magic, but I had it contained, made it my superpowered personal assistant for backyard rodents and stains on the couch, a secret household helper at my disposal. It was a part of me that needed to remain hidden for a multitude of reasons, mostly to protect everyone else. The Kardashians had hourglass figures and paid personal assistants, while I had magic and spells.